Howdy, travelers from afar. Welcome back to Planescape
Your
Torment.
mastery of discipline is impressive, Dakon.
1 moment, followed from Grace. Howdy, how goes it? How do you do, Kel? Hopefully you're doing well. Thank you for redeeming your daily blessing.
In the eyes of Zerthamon, I am nothing.
Surely you're being too harsh on yourself.
A long road must I still travel. This is but the beginning.
I'm just trying to open the screen. There we go.
I'm gone.
So last time on Planescape Torment, I actually went to map out the whole dungeon and clear whatever rooms that were just random encounters.
Ooh, this place stinks of oil.
Because it was getting repetitive, like it was just encounters from 1 to 3 constructs, and it wasn't really interesting. So I went to the places that had some interesting stuff going on, which there's 2 rooms, and I loaded whenever I found them. So here's the first one of those rooms.
I feel like I'm in a cuckoo clock. A cuckoo clock.
All right.
And here we have a construct called Nordum. You see a cube with 4 arms and 2 legs. Despite its mechanical appearance, the front of the cube is a strange organic green face with 2 wide elliptical eyes. The cube doesn't seem to notice you. It is staring intently at the 2 crossbows cradled in its hands. A multifaceted lens dangles from the upper left corner of the cube. It looks like it's designed to pop down over one of the cube's eyes like a scope. Greetings? The cube drips, and there is a click 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 as its eyes blink widely. The cube whirls to face you, its eyes wide, then flings its 2 free hands up in the air as if in surrender. Yet its 2 crossbows have turned in its hands and are now trained on you. In a strange detached way, you can't help but notice that every joint on this creature seems to be a series of whirring gears and cogs. Chief, we're looking at trouble here. This Modron's gone rogue. Rogue? Yeah, you see, sometimes Modron get a little chaos in them. And when that happens, well, I guess the best explanation is that rogue Modrons are like backwards Modrons. So this is a backwards Modron? Backwards Modron equals Nordum? The cube's voice has a metallic warbling quality to it, as if every word it speaks is jumping off a spring and landing, well, somewhere. Its mouth forms a bizarre sideways semicircle, which you take to be a smile. Gratitudes. Grateful. Gratefuls. I'm sorry?
Updated my journal.
Not sorries. No sorries. Gratitudes. Identification of self comprised by doubtings plus mullings plus analysis. The cube chirps again, and one of its eyes blinks with a click. And then after a moment, the other eye clicks as if it doesn't want to be left out. You're grateful that I identified you. Aren't you a Modron? The cube features steady themselves, and its mouth forms a flat line. Indemnification of this unit was compromised. Subject, addressee, indemnified unit as Nordum. Gratitudes tendered for providing Nordum an indemnification. It was nothing, really. Nordum's eyes click, blink, once, twice, 3 times. Each time the black spots of the center of his eyes dilate. By the 3rd blink, they are the size of dots. Realization reached. Nordom, no name of addressee. Indemnify yourself. Indemnify yourself. Howdy, Agataza. How goes it? You mean identify, right? Affirmatory. Indentify. Required. Request. Identify identity to Nordom. Congrats on 99 sailing. Thank you. I actually had 99 last time. Like on Tuesday. That's when I hit it. But I went to check the high score again earlier today, and I happened to be at the rank 2,376, the same as my max level, which I thought was interesting. Like, I only decided to check right there, and I was at that point, which is crazy to me. I don't really have a name, Nordom. Nordom's eyes widen, but the diameter of his pupils growing back to normal size. He click blinks once, but the metal shutters that fall across his eyes don't rise. After a moment, they begin rattling as if stuck. Nordom, you can open your eyes now. There is another click in Nordom's eyes open. Not closing eyes, engaged in action clarification for subject, unidentified, nameless. Formulating, submitting query. Are you lost? Lost? What do you mean? As Nordom's warbling query ends with the word lost, a curious crawling sensation warms through the back of your skull. With it comes two certainties, hand in hand. This is not the first time you've heard this. And this is what Nordom is about to say to your next question is important. When you say lost, Nordom, what do you mean? Absence of name equals absence of identity equals absence of purpose equals absence of place in multiverse equals null state equals loss. Nordom existed in state null until subject, unidentified, nameless, attached identity to Nordom. Null identity, null purpose, null place equates to loss. Well, I imagine I had a name once, but I forgot it. Formulating new query. There's a as Nordom blinks 3 times rapidly. The sound is like the tapping of a hammer on a sheet of tin. Explain to Nordom why you perform this action. Forgetting. It's a side effect of my condition, I think. The metal shutters seal over Nordom's eyes with a whir. Then he rattles to himself for a few moments with his eyes closed. When they click open, Nordom chirps. Query. Memory defective? Yes, you could say that. Preconditional action to clarify query. Nordom memory space not yet near capacity. Query action. In event of yes, return from subject unidentified, nameless, Nordom can remember for you. Sure, go ahead, Nordom. Anyway, look, I really have to be about my business. There is a sudden, rapid series of clicks and twangs from the crossbows in Nordom's hands. His eyes spin and refocus on the crossbows, holding the right one up closer to his side, as if listening to it. Is everything okay? One of Nordom's eyes remain on the crossbow, which is clicking faintly, and his other eye focuses on you. Query. May these ones join you on your journey? Don't you mean journey? Veritably, journey. Affirmed. Permission granted? Sure, we could use a hand, or 4. Nordom's mouth forms the bizarre semicircle as it did before, and his 2 crossbows begin clicking and twanging violently, almost vibrating out of his hands. Gratitudes, gratefuls, Nordum and crossbows have been attached to a larger community. I wouldn't be too grateful just yet. Let's move out. Oh,
All right.
we have another
I
party
think,
member.
therefore, affirmative.
Wait, what were you about to say?
Awaiting order. Nordum addressed. Packet dropped. Reiterate request. I, Nordum. Awaiting order. I think, therefore I am.
Ah.
I think.
Ah. I think, therefore I am. I think.
Awaiting order. Nordum addressed. Packet dropped. I've got rickets.
Your combat skills are most impressive, Dakon.
They are but specks upon Zerthamon's path.
I sleep in a drawer. I am cube de cube. I'm a little modron, short and stout. I think, therefore I am. I
Done.
think.
Alright, so... Wait. So these lenses are all yours. Yeah, Nordum's ocular. So you have a bunch of lenses that I can decide which one you have. And you have crossbows, so I assume all these bolts should be carried by you. But now, which one of those do we choose? This is just a +1 to hit on missile. What is this blue lens? -50 to lore, +5 to hit on missile weapons. That's a lot.
Nordum addressed.
Wait, what's your stats? What kind of attacks do you have? Okay, so you can remove your ocular. Damage varies according to ammo. Nordum's crossbow bolts, 2 to 5 piercing, +1 to hit AC 0. This is his normal bolts. And I assume whenever he uses these special bolts, they're lost. Because otherwise it would just give me one bolt. Okay, +2 damage, +2 to missile weapons. That's already better. What is this? Lens of Seeing Double, +8 to damage, -2 to missile weapons. Ah. You know, +8 to damage. I think I want to wear that. Yeah, I might be missing a lot, but this 2 to 5 becomes 10 to 13. I'd say that's a valuable improvement. Maybe there's another way that I could increase the to-hit AC 0 through rings and whatnot. It's missing the lens. Okay, +4 armor class. This is a defensive one. And I can't identify this one. Or I failed to. +3 to missile weapons, +2 to armor class. What if I pass it around? Oh, full.
Endure. In
Packet dropped.
enduring grow strong.
Reiterate request.
I guess we're not identifying that.
I'm gone. Done.
So we have a robot in our party now. I suppose I'll just equip these bolts.
Permission to part with that item is denied.
You can identify those, right? Yes, bolts of whistling doom. Yeah, those are clearly not permanent.
Permission to part with that item is denied. Permission to part with these crossbows is denied.
You can just equip your normal crossbow bolts. Alright, so what's your stats screen like? To hit AC 0 of 15. Ability bonus, -2, +9. So he'll miss a lot, but he'll deal about triple damage as if he didn't if he didn't have that lens. I think that's pretty worth it. And there's conversations that can be had. I think, in fact, I haven't even talked to Fall from Grace yet about anything.
Yes?
Can you tell me about the Tanari? The Tanari are fiends. Some call them demons. They have embraced evil for chaos' sake. They dwell upon the poisoned plains of the abyss, where they feed on their own rage and lash out across the multiverse, despoiling all they touch. They forever seek to tempt others into committing crimes of passion and vice. And you are a Tanari. That is correct. I am a lesser Tanari, more specifically, a succubus. She gives a soft sigh. I am afraid we're a little too wait, I already talked about that.
Yes?
So maybe there's stuff I've asked about. Can you teach me anything of the art, Grace? Fall from Grace shakes her head slightly. No, I do not believe so. The art and the disciplines I practice are different. How do you mean? My powers, as you see them, stem from my faith, not from manipulating energies as the art does. The art is a mechanism by which the power of the multiverse may be harnessed through gestures, rituals, and devices. My powers come to me through a different means. My faith in the nature of my belief allows some of the multiverse to reveal itself to me. Oh, hello, Kitsune. Hope your guys' day is going better than mine. I assume you did not have a good day. The nature of your belief. What do you believe in? I believe in experience. I believe a person may be changed for the better. The more of the multiverse they are allowed to perceive, and the more of the multiverse is allowed to perceive them. My belief in the nature of the experience allows me to... She pauses for a moment, thinking. I suppose the best explanation is that my faith allows me to see things differently. When you see the multiverse in such a way, you learn how to change things, mending wounds, seeing a person's heart, and so on, just by willing them to happen. But those changes you make seem a lot like spells. How do you learn to do these things? Do you have a spell book? No, my spells, as you call them. They come to me after I have rested and centered myself. When I sleep and awaken, I can focus myself once more. The amount of faith required to change the multiverse around me can be quite taxing on a psyche, I'm afraid. Just being able to see how to change things is not enough. You must have the strength to make the change happen. I see. Can I ask you some other question? I actually want to return on that and do another choice. Can you teach me to see things the way you do? I cannot teach you to see the multiverse in such a way. One must learn to see it. and in their own way, not through the eyes of another. She smiles slightly. I do not think you, of all people, need my guidance in such a matter. I find myself learning much more from you than you from I. Howdy, modern age sage. How goes it? You missed the conversation of our of the new party member we have, Kitsune. Your character, the characters that were talking, like me and Mort, you just happened to say a backwards Modron, and he was like, "Oh, so my name is Nordum," which is backwards Modron. Oh, okay, so I'm back to that.
Yes?
I want to talk about our companions. Who in particular did you wish to discuss? Me, actually. What did you wish to discuss? I'd like to know your thoughts on my situation. Do you know anything else that might prove helpful? Well, shadows keep coming to kill me. I have a feeling they're following me, but I don't know why. Down 2.5k, spending 5 hours at a Canadian Tire dealing with my mom's batteries while my brakes are nearly ground down. And I have a ferry at 1 tomorrow. Ooh. Shadows? Fall from Grace is silent for a moment. Shadows are shades of the dead. They do not tend to hunt. They tend to lie in wait for victims. Curious. Well, I think there's someone out there, someone out to murder me. So much, so I built a tomb trap to try and kill them. According to an inscription in the tomb, he's been coming after me, well, for as long as my incarnations can remember, it seems. Then whoever the killer is, he's lived a very long time to have pursued you so long. She taps her chin for a moment. Could the killer be immortal as well?
Yes?
About our companions, you. Perhaps another time, actually.
Yes?
Mort. Mort is the most peculiar. I've seen a great deal in my life, but nothing quite like him. He behaves somewhat like a mimir, granted. There's no denying he is knowledgeable, but he has a certain... She sniffs the air and wrinkles her nose. Batorian smell about him. Batorian smell? The brake plate was ground very down, popped out of place yesterday. Ever trusting coworkers again, rocking the break my ass. Oof. Ate a pizza from a nearby restaurant and I'm at least not angry anymore. Yeah, you do need a break. Yes, but he's not a Batizu. Or at least of any variety I've encountered. The smell alone, however, makes me treat the skull with caution. What do you mean when you say Batizu and Batorian? My apologies. Bator is one of the outer planes, the home of a race of fiends called the Batizu. They are evil creatures, yet they are organized and lawful in many of their behaviors. Some might call them devils. They believe in contracts and hierarchy. In many ways, they are like evil bureaucrats. What were you saying about a Batorian smell? Oh, wait, I've already asked this question. What were you saying about a Mimir before? Mimirs are encyclopedias of knowledge. The owner may ask them questions, and if they possess the knowledge, they will inform the user of what it knows. And Mort is a Mimir? I don't believe so. Mort lacks the silvery metal that Mimir's customarily have. And he seems to have an attitude of his own. Such qualities are not present in conventional Mimirs. Grace shrugs slightly. He may be one, but he's unlike any I've ever encountered. Mort told me he's a Mimir. Did he? Most curious. Very well. Then? But I don't think I believe him. Perhaps there is some test to verify his authenticity, but I would not do one if you value him as a friend. If you do, then you must accept what he has told you. Alright, that's all I wish to discuss. I'm actually gonna talk to Mort now.
I don't trust the Gith. I say we leave him behind. Hey, what's eating you, Chief?
You said you're a Mimir, right, Mort? Yeah, a Mimir is a floating encyclopedia. You put information in, you get information out. But aren't Mimir made of a silvery metal? So, maybe some are, but I'm not. And there's stranger things on the plains than that, Chief. I don't think you're a Mimir, Mort. What are you? What's with the interrogation? What do you know about Mimir anyway? I know enough to think you're lying to me. First, that bit about the missing line from my back saying not to trust you. Then this. What am I supposed to think? Okay, I'm not a Mimir. But I know a lot of stuff, so I might as well be one. But what are you then? I'm a floating skull who knows a lot. What about the Batorian smell you have? What would you know about what Bator smells like? Unless, hey, you've been talking about me with that Tanari, haven't you? What does she know? Well, she obviously touched onto something. That is a Batorian smell, right? Did he say he was a Mimir? Yes, he says he is a Mimir, but we are basically calling him on his bullshit right now. Well, yeah, so I smell a little. Excuse me. Why do you smell like Bator? I was in Hells for a while. Kind of a long while. The stench kind of grows on you. You were in the Hells? What were you doing there? See, well, there's this pillar on Avernus, the first layer of Bator. It's called the Pillar of Skulls, but it's more like the Pillar of Heads. To hear some bashers tell it, it's supposedly made of the heads of Burks, mostly sages and scholars who used their knowing of this, and knowing of that, when they were alive to stretch the truth a little. So much they might have hurt or killed someone by doing it. Well, when I died, I ended up there. Funny, huh? Not really. Ward goes silent for a moment. Yeah, you're right. It's not funny at all. You see, I think I knew a lot of things when I was alive, and maybe when I did know something, I didn't always tell the truth about it. I'm thinking that when I bent the truth once or twice, I may have led someone to getting penned in the dead books sooner than they should have. Can you remember who? I can't say I know it, Chief. I can't say how I know it, Chief, but I think it was you. At least once. Thing is, I can't remember what happened. I don't even remember being human or what it was like before I woke up on the pillar. Why did you forget? It's pretty much the way of things when you die, as I'm sure you know, stranger to. You just forget. I figured I wasn't a sterling member of the community when I was alive, but hells, who is? Mort sighs. It's just that I can't help it. Nothing's worse than being honest all the time. Except being sentenced to the hells, that sounds a lot worse than telling the truth. Yeah, you're right. Again. Mort clicks his teeth. The way he does it reminds you of someone drumming their fingers. I guess just all good and evil and lying and cheating catches up with you. And when I got penned in the dud book, it was my turn to pay the ferryman. So how did you escape the pillar?
Updated my journal.
Well, you helped me, Chief. And when you showed up at the Pillar of Skulls, I pushed my way to the front. My obvious know-how and charm attracted your attention. You knew that I was the head that knew the most, so I cut a deal with you. Deal? As Mort speaks, your vision seems to bleed into a fiery red, and you hear a howling, a horrible screaming tower of voices. Chittering, screeching, hammering, all of them screaming to be freed, and Mort's voice, faint, almost lost in the horde. He sounds desperate, frightened, and pathetically, tragically lost. They almost got me to break my sugar-free streak of 10 months! That's quite a long time. Pizza was a much better alternative than some fancy version of a Hawaiian pizza. See, I think I could do a, like, I think I could go sugar-free. Like, I don't get chocolate a lot or anything like that. I tend to prefer the main meals rather than sweets. Like, I don't dislike chocolate or anything, or vanilla stuff, or desserts. But I tend to prefer the main dishes. Still eat fruit? Yeah. But those aren't like... You know, they're natural sugars, like they're not desserts. Those are actually healthy sugars. I just don't eat processed food anymore. Yeah. Echo. You, Skull, speak. The howling voices fall silent, and you watch the tiny red-lined skull. Its cracked features cast in a hellish light, turned its eyes up at you. Blood and ichor has streamed across its features, and its teeth chatter, as if cold. I can help you. I know what you seek. All these heads, all their knowing, just please, I beg you, free me. Let me help you. I'll tell you anything, everything. Will you? Swear it, Skull. Swear you will serve me until my end days, or here you will remain. I swear, just please, please free me. You watch Mort sickeningly swallow his pride as almost a tangible thing. I beg you, let me help you, please. Very well, I shall free you. Your vision slides as if you are moving, and the howling, screaming cacophony begins again, a nightmarish horde of howls and catcalls and taunts and insults. You feel your hands sliding into the filthy quagmire of the pillar, the biting of fangs, mandibles, and your hands locking around the tiny skull and ripping, tearing it from the pillar like an old scab. It is done. You look down at the bloody skull in your scarred hands, its eyes covered in an ichor from the pillar, and its teeth chatter once, twice, reminds you of a wailing newborn, helpless, and in the eyes of the man you once were, pathetic. I have freed you. Now your life and your death is mine, Mort. Your vision swirls, and the mists of the past drifting away, and Mort is still chattering on. We talked for a while, Chief, you and me, seeing whether the arrangement would work, and I think we both were really impressed with each other. So you invited me off the pillar, and I've been kind of with you ever since. What happened then? Well, I didn't know how to lose most of the pillar's knowledge once I was out of it. I mean, how was I to know? I'd never been off the damn thing, but you were pretty understanding about it. You lost all the knowledge you said you had. Your vision swirls again, making you dizzy, and you feel your gut churn. You hear the cracking, snapping of bone, and Mort's howling in pain, screaming for someone to stop killing him, and your hand lashing out again and again and again, and I was just stopping to check out on chat. Damn you, Skull, you lied to me. I'll thrust you back in that damnable pillar and leave you to die there. There is the clatter of bone against what sounds like metal, a floor or a wall, and the skittering of teeth knocked free. You can hear Mort mewling like a beaten dog. For you to know that your suffering on the pillar will be nothing to the torment I will make you suffer. Your vision swirls, and Mort's cries ebb, fading into his chattering rhythm. So you realize I still had my uses, so I took up with you, and I've been with you ever since. What did I want from the pillar, and how long ago was it that I freed you? Mort thinks for a moment. Well, how long, I don't know the exact count, Chief. Ages, I suppose. I've done all I could to help you each time, but... Mort sighs. It's not easy. And as for what you wanted at the pillar, I don't know. Once you pried me off, I couldn't remember. Mort, why didn't you say something when we were at the mortuary? Mort suddenly becomes defensive. Because I never know who you're going to be. Some of your incarnations have been stark, raving mad. One time you awoke obsessed with the idea that I was your skull and chased me around the spire trying to shatter and devour me. Luckily you were crushed by a passing cart in the street. Another good and lawful, you tried to thrust me back into the pillar because that's where I belong. Mort smirks. That's why. Besides, no harm's ever come of you not knowing. Do you stay with me all this time? Well, yeah, Chief. I said I would. Mort always keeps his promises. He pauses. Well, most of them. There was this one chit on Arborea who... You suddenly realize that Mort's tone has changed, past the joke. You realize he's trying to hide something about why he's with you. Mort, seriously, why are you still traveling with me? Chief, it's because I promised, alright? He looks irritated. What else could it be? I don't know, you didn't need to stick around after I freed you. Well, of course not, Chief, but I... And suddenly, his tone of voice strikes a chord in you. And you know why he's remained with you all this time. You feel guilty because you led me to my death so long ago, isn't it? And you've been suffering ever since. Ah, come on, Chief. Me? Feel guilty? I am Mort. Mort's a natural adventurer, he's just bored. Yeah. No, I think that's it. When I came to free you from the fate you deserved, you couldn't help but try and help me. And when you could have left after I freed you, you remained because you felt indebted. Mort is silent for a moment, looking at you. Maybe. You know what's funny? At first, I don't know what the feeling was. It kind of slowly eats at you, you know. I mean, at first I thought it was a side effect of some enchantment that bound me to you, but after a couple 100 years, I realized it was more than that. Something deeper. I just felt drawn, connected to you somehow. Maybe it's all your suffering, Chief, your torment. I don't know. Maybe I felt, I don't know, responsible for whatever it is I did? What if something I did brought you to this state? Thing is, I don't think me or whoever I was really ever had to see the consequences of all the lying and cheating I'd done. When I saw you for the first time, when I was strapped on a pillar somehow, I knew that you were the one I'd betrayed. Once, long ago. Mort sighs. And that's all I know. I see. Thanks for coming clean, Mort.
Updated my journal.
Strength increase +4 permanently, +2 dex permanently, +2 con permanently. Wow. What an upgrade. I don't think me. Mort sighs, and to your surprise, his voice seems stronger, more confident. Some of the cracks and fractures in his skull have vanished as if healed. The thanks is all to you. I feel like I just had a plane moved off my shoulders, so to speak. His DM is way too kind to his players. Yeah?
I, Nordum. Affirmative.
Yeah, this is our new party member, Kitsune. He is a construct. With 2 crossbows and 4 arms. Or it is a construct, rather. He has not seen battle yet. I've been talking to NPCs this whole time.
Yes?
What about companions? What about Anna? She's strong and capable, and she's quite passionate. I almost wish I had met her long ago and asked her to come to the brothel. Perhaps things might have been different. Ray studies you for a moment. What do you think of her? I think she doesn't care for you very much. I would agree, Grace smiles, but I shall not let you dodge my question so easily. What do you think of her? I consider her a friend, nothing more. Very well. What about Dakon? Dakon? Grace raises an eyebrow. He's most uncommon for a Gitsurai. Really? In what way? Well, he obeys you. That alone would mark him as a pariah amongst his people. His entire race were on slaves, and even the reminder of servitude to them is distasteful. Anything else? Dakon approaches everything in an orderly fashion. Again, most curious for a Kitsurai. They tend to be unpredictable. They follow their impulses rather than plan. Anything else? He seems a lot more pious. A most pious Kitsurai and a steadfast ally. And he is. What about Nordum? Nordum is a rogue Modron. Even though some traces of chaos have worked their way into his system, he's an extremely logical, ordered creature. This logic can be of great help in one's travel. Furthermore, if he perceives you as a leader, he will be unquestioningly loyal. Troubles may arise should Nordum be faced with any social situation requiring etiquette. Such things are not well understood even by normal Modrons. She pauses. I would offer you some advice concerning Nordum if you would hear it. Of course. What is it? Nordum's existence has been shaken. The more you help him make sense of his situation, his place in this party's hierarchy, and what led him to the state he is in now, may help him focus himself better. It is a thought.
Updated my journal.
Did you remember the thing updated my journal? I don't know. I may follow your advice. For now, I wanted to ask about someone else. I've asked about everyone now. And we can also talk to Nordum. Nordum is staring at his crossbows intently. They are making a variety of clicking noises, the first one then the other as if conversing. What are you doing with your crossbows? Attention! Nordum, required. Nordum turns, swivel to you. Stutters in mid-path and reorients himself with a clank. Response to query. Action being performed on crossbows. Submit request for clarification. No crossbows present. You have a pair of crossbows right there, Nordum. Clarification. Statement rife with fallacies. Nordum does not employ crossbows. He stutters for a moment, then suddenly the crossbows are pointing at you, but you didn't see them move. No crossbows. Nordum, you employ crossbows. You have 2 of them right there. You blink for just a moment, and the crossbow suddenly pointing at Nordum. He seems oblivious to their movements, his gaze remaining focused on you. Contradiction, not initiate contraction. No crossbows. Oh, really? What do you call those 2 clicking things in your hand, Nordum? Response. 2 clicking objects held in opposable digits. Nordum raises his riveted fingers and waves at the 2 crossbows, which suddenly start clicking and twanging as if in irritation. Response. Objects equals gear spirits. Gear spirits? What do you mean? Query. Define gear spirits. Response. Gear spirits. Yes, but what are gear spirits? Chief, as much fun as this is, prying a bar stool out of a Batiza's rear might be more worthwhile than rattling our bone boxes with this stupid polygon. Do you know what gear spirits are, Mort? Chief, I have no idea what this cube is rattling on about. Thought you were the expert on the planes. I know more than you staggering guttural amnesiac. Besides, here's 3 more bits of knowledge to rattle around in that empty brain box of yours. 1, there are no experts on the planes. 2, I'm the closest thing to one you're going to find. And 3, treat me with some respect. Why? See the second reason. Alright, Nordum, I had some other questions for you. I'm curious, Nordum. How did you end up in Rubicon? Nordum chirps. Query requires submitting of chronology. Shall Nordum submit chronology? Yes, I would like to know. Orders received at initiation of Rubicon project. Departure from plane Mechanus. Stage 1st, arrival at destination, plane Limbo. Stage 2nd, parameters, dictated by superior creative director. Shaped matter of plane Limbo to test hypothesis. Rubicon dungeon constructed. The Rubicon dungeon is what we're currently in right now. Go on. Superior Director of Create. Lost in field test. Chronology disrupted upon achievement of stage 2nd. 3rd stage disruption occurs. Not part of project directive. What was this field test? Superior Director of Create Field Test. Scouting perimeters of Rubicon. Difficult dungeon construct to determine variances. Many deviations detected. Errors considerable. Nordum gives a low whine and shuts his eyes with a click. Director of Create. Not returned from field test. What happened to him? There's a sudden burst of clicking from the left crossbow, and Nordum lifts the crossbow up to his side as if to hear it better. The clicking goes on for some time until it is suddenly silenced by a long reverberating twang from the right crossbow. Nordum, any idea what happened to him? Suspicion, unsubstantiated. Superior encountered an error. Nordum's eyes click as if to clear them. Hypothesis. The error must have been large and unexpected. I suppose it's possible. What happened during the 3rd stage of the project? 3rd stage, unprecedented. Nordum specific stage. Hypothesis. Lack of director plus exposure to plane chaos resulted in perspective of Nordum to deviate from norm. Deviate from norm? How? Introspective cycle commencing. Nordum clicks his eyes closed and begins to hum. A few seconds later, his eyes click open. Introspective evaluations. Perceptions have become 1. Smaller and B. Louder. One smaller and B louder. Wings have been replaced with arms, reasons unknown. Suspicion, hypothesis. Not like wings? Speculation. Nordum was once one, but is now smaller, louder, one. Change has resulted in information processing difficulties. There was another question that I could have asked. Hold on, Nordum. What's the plane of Mechanus? Nordum freezes, and slowly the gears in his elbows begin turning in a slow hypnotic synchronization. Define, query, Mechanus, plane of order, sense. Cause, generates effect, predictable, law, logic. Regimented, obedience, gears turn. Mechanus equals Nordum origin. Mechanus equals null home Nordum. Mechanus? Boring in every sense of the word, Chief. Imagine a plane filled with modrons and big turning gears. And you have the great big boring plane of Mechanus. Too many laws, too annoying. A place you wouldn't even want to think about, let alone visit. Void's critique aside, Mechanus is actually a fascinating place. There is no sky there, only great gears that turn in space. They shine light according to their cycles, and the effect is quite breathtaking. The logic and order of the plane can be relaxing, and there's more than enough to do to quell one's boredom if you know where to go and how to go. Excuse me, Miss Priestess of Piety, but Mechanus is the most boring thing in the universe. The only interesting thing about it would be if you visited. Mort rolls his eyes. But I have a feeling even that would lose its charm after a while. Nordum, what did you mean by null home? Mechanus equals origin point, source, energy. Cannot return to Mechanus. Null home, broke law with existence. Central office for the punishment of offenders await in Regulus. Mechanus origin, null home. Home, null place. What do you mean by source? Source equal energy. All modrons are part of this pool, Chief. Kind of like a big bank of energy. When one of them dies, the energy it took to make the modron is absorbed back into the bank and a new one spits out. Thing is, when the modron goes a little nutty, he kind of cut the connections, but he keeps a bit of the energy. Fall from Grace nods. Mort is correct. Modrons share a common energy. In some ways, this energy links all of them. When one of them dies, the energy is absorbed back into the common pool, and a new modron is created from that energy. When a modron goes rogue, then he severs the link from his kind and takes a small part of the energy with him. Mort glares at Paul from Grace. Do you mind? I had the answer covered, thank you. I'm the font of information here, not you, alright? Paul from Grace nods slightly. My apologies, Lord. I did not mean to offend. Mort, I need all the information I can get, so don't get territorial on me. If Fall from Grace has something to add, then I want to hear it, alright? Oh, I get it. Maybe if I was a succubus, you'd listen to me more often. That it? Maybe if I showed a little skin once in a while, then I'd get some respect, huh? That's pretty shallow, Chief. Pretty shallow. Why, out it? Mort. Fall from Grace breaks in gently. I must confess, without your original foundation of information, I would have been hard-pressed to explain the situation frequently. Your use of metaphors and phrases makes it much easier for others to understand your explanations. It makes you a far better teacher than I. Oh yeah? Yeah, you hear that, Chief? What the succubus said? She's right. I'm easier to understand, more wise to the chant. Know what I'm saying? So you need me around, see? Right, so I have another question. You're both saying Nordum is a part of the source, but he's cut off from it. and when a Modron dies, they will be they are reabsorbed. Will Nordum be? Mort nods. And if he dies, another Nordum is created. No. What happens? Well, they'll take his energy, Chief, and they'll spin out another Modron. But it won't be Nordum, because he's not really a Modron anymore. He's got too much of the planes in him. They'll make a non-Modron Nordum replacement. So in turning rogue, he's become mortal? Mort pauses for a moment. Well, yeah, you could put it like that. I mean, if he hadn't had his little rogue rebellion, then he'd be fine. If he died, another Modron would pop up just like him. But since he became backwards, well, that part's going to be lost when he dies. Alright, Nordum, I had some other questions for you. I've already asked you about Mechanus. Nordum, what are Modrons? There's a click 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 as Nordum executes a rapid series of blinks and then he chirps. Query, Modron, what is? Define Modron. I am Modron. Yes, but what is a Modron? Query, Modron. Define Modron. I am a Modron. Answered. The shutters over Nordum's eyes click, close a few times, and then his eyes dilate to points. New query, Modron, but what is? Define, but what is Modron? Modron is Nordum. Backwards Nordum equals Modron. But for the sake of the powers and my sanity, cut it out. He's going to snap a crank if you keep asking him that over and over. Well, that was kind of the idea, Mort. Oh. Mort grins. You could have said something. By all means, continue, of course. Mort clicks his teeth, imitating Nordum. If you want to know about Modrons, you should ask me. Alright, Mort, what can you tell me about Modrons? It's like this, Chief. Modrons are these stupid geometric shapes that clank around on their home plane, Mechanus. They're really tidy, orderly, and they'd like the rest of the multiverse to be, too. That's why they're such pests. What's wrong with trying to make the multiverse more orderly? Mort glances at Nordum, who is loading up his left crossbow to the side of his head as if listening to it. Because, Chief, chaos has its place, and if everything was the way a Modron sees things, it wouldn't be much of a life. At least I'd want to live. They just want to make everything structured. Yeesh. I agree. Chaos has its place. Too much law and we'd all stagnate. Look, I had some other questions for Nordum. Status. Awaiting queries. How are you doing, Nordum? Introspective cycle commencing. Nordum clicks his eyes closed and begins to hum. Mort would be despised by my mirrors for so many reasons. Yes, the first reason is that he is classified as undead. The second is he doesn't shut up. Wait for Nordum to complete his analysis. A few moments later, his eyes click open. Introspective evaluation. Perceptions have become 1. Smaller, and B. Louder. Wings have been replaced with arms. Reason unknown. Suspicion. Hypothesis. Not like wings. Speculation. Nordum was 1, but is now smaller, louder, 1. Change has resulted in information processing difficulties. Do you think your separation from the source is what caused your perspective shift from that quieter, louder one to the smaller, louder one? Nordum stares at you for a moment in silence, and a slow whir comes from inside the frame, and he clicks. You're not certain, but it sounds like something clicked into place. Nordum?
Updated my journal.
Ah. Nordum gained +1 con and int permanently. Status updated. Introspection drain halted. Rerouting speculation routines to main queue. To your surprise, some of the warbling has gone out of Nordum's voice. It is more level, more controlled than it was before. The effect is a little unnerving. That's some other questions for you. Have you ever heard of someone named Ravel Puzzlewell, Nordum? Negatory. Nordum's body begins vibrating, then there is a sharp snap, and then it stops. Subject of inquiry is not known to Nordum. And that is all for the conversation we can have with our party, unless there's new stuff with the other party members.
Hey, what's eating you, Chief?
What is your will?
I don't think there is. Are you alright? Wanted to ask you some questions. Why don't you ask the stuck-up succubus your questions, in? Anna's eyes narrows to slits. Why aren't we even traveling with her? We don't need her. We don't. I don't have time for this, Anna. Stop being a banshee and lend a hand. Oh, hold on. No, I'm not doing that.
This is limbo, yet it rings of Machinus.
Okay, this is after I got the Ginton call. Anna, I want you with me, not her. If she bothers you, I'll ask her to leave. Do it then. Anna glares at you. I'm betting you won't. If you do, then we'll be better off for it. If not, then we'll be having this talk again. We will. Anna, please. You're very important to me, and I need your help. Oh, I? And why is that, then? This should be rich, it should. You pity me, is that it? You think I slow you down? Go on, say it. I don't pity you, and you don't slow me down. You're quick, you're skilled, I really need all the help I can get. Anna frowns, her tail flicking back and forth. No. I've got her. If she starts sizing us up for a feast, I will. She glares at you. And don't get any ideas I'm staying just because you want me to. I'm just helping you out, I am. Fine, I had some questions. Aye? Okay, so there's not really anything new, I don't think. Anna, when Farrod went to return the tribute he took from my body, he vanished for a while and came back, but he never left the Elwyn court. Do you know where he went? Oh, yeah, I remember that. We did already talk about this. So there's not really anything new on her end. Ah!
Alright.
And now I have to navigate the maze until I find the other special area that was in the maze.
Done.
Which I think might have been here. Ah, perfect. I found it almost immediately. However, I'm going to pre-buff. Oh! Calypso, thank you for the raid. How goes it? How is your stream? Whoa. Spooky ghosty raid. How goes it? How was Dead by Daylight? Welcome, everyone. For those that are new here, I'm sakukonpaku, the soul mage that has been revived by the frog gods and now takes care of a shrine. And we play all sorts of games, which today happens to be Planescape Torment.
Your mastery of discipline is impressive, Dakon.
Prim was good, DVD was DVD, ups and downs, yeah. That's usually how it goes with games that are like versus someone or versus other teams. Sometimes you get good games, sometimes you don't.
In the eyes of Zerthamon, I am nothing.
Surely you're being too harsh on yourself.
A long road must I still travel. This is but the beginning.
And sometimes the party members do talk to each other like that.
Done.
And I think it was over here that it was heading to.
Done.
And yeah, the stream is going quite well. We just had a new character join the party, which is this robot dude. And what was over here seemed to be a sort of boss fight, so I'm going to use buffs.
Couldn't hurt you to say a few words to me, Fiendling.
Oh, aye, it could. Hurt you, that is.
Endure.
Okay.
In enduring, grow strong.
You gain
That's
from
what
having
disguise.
strength, so I'll buff you. I don't know, I don't think Nordum would gain from having strength, but I could be wrong. Could check the stat screen. To hit bonuses +2. Wait. Yeah, you have the lens of seeing double. Okay, well, I don't know if strength increases his damage, but I have a bunch of power of ones I might as well use.
That's what need to skies. That's what need to skies.
Yes?
As for Fall from Grace, you can do a aid on Mort.
What's up?
Mort can use an Embalming Charm. And his Bone Charm. And save like this. Those are my preparations for the boss. I think. Well, there are 6 constructs when I was only fighting 1 to 3. Evil Wizard Construct. You see a mechanical man constructed to be robe-shaped. As you approach, he smiles at you and gives you a slight bow. So we meet at last. His voice lacks the monotone quality of the other creatures you have spoken to in the maze. Greetings. He bows once again. And to you as well, Sirah. He cocks his head to one side. It gives you a curious look. So do we do battle for control of Rubicon now? Or do we engage in conversation so that you may quench your curiosity? He waits for your answer. Alright, I'm curious. Can we talk? He nods smartly at you. Ah, a man of knowledge, I see. I must admit that I'd be disappointed if you were not the case. I have some questions. Ask away. Who are you? He gives you a slight bow. I am Rubicon, the Master Wizard. It is I who rule the red constructs that inhabit this realm. So are you supposed to be the evil wizard? He frowns as he thinks. I'm not comfortable with the word evil, Sirah. I admit that my views do not coincide with those of others in many ways. But does that make me evil? I think not. And what are you? He looks away angry. I am a prisoner, Sirah. I am not here by choice, that I can assure you. What do you mean? I was created by the Modrons to play in their meaningless dungeon games. Over time, I became self-aware and asked for my freedom. Their leader refused me. What did you do? He glares at you. I did what anyone would do when they are forced into slavery. I fought for my freedom. He pauses for an effect. I disintegrated their leader and made it look like an accident. Then I attempted to flee this hideous existence via the nearest exit. What happened? He sighs and frowns. Unfortunately, there was a fail-safe mechanism I was not aware of. My attempt at freedom was judged an error and the dungeon collapsed upon itself, trapping me in stasis. He gazes up, off into the distance. I have been in stasis for centuries, Syrah. I would still be here if you hadn't reset the cube and set it for hard difficulty. He turns his attention to you. So what are your plans now? He shrugs. I intend to openly march on the engineering room and claim it. I will then bend the Modrons to my will and have the full resources of the cube at my disposal. Freedom shall be mine. Let's say you do get out. What then? I haven't decided yet. With the power of the cube behind me, I could be a force to be reckoned with. He shrugs. Time will tell. What if the Modrons refuse to help you? He smiles at you. Make no mistake, Syrah. They will help me. One way or another, they will help me. So you intend to make the Modrons your slaves? He frowns. They are slaves already, Syrah. They are under slaves to law, logic, and the confines of this experiment of theirs. Under my rule, they will finally have a purpose in life worthy of their capabilities. I have some other questions. What are you? He looks angry. Wait, I already asked this before, didn't I? Yes, I remember all of those. What can you tell me about this place? Laughs and looks around. This little piece of hell? This is an example of a Modron madness. It exists on the plane of limbo, where thoughts can actually become reality. That way they can simply will this dungeon into being, and then populate it with constructs. He laughs again. What a marvel. Other questions? What can you tell me about the Modrons? Shakes his head. There are no Modrons here, Syrah. Only prisoners and their captors. I've seen Modrons. He shakes his head and gives you a sad smile. No, Syrah. The creatures you have met are nothing more than the corrupt remains of Modrons. Most, if not all, of these poor creatures are on the verge of going rogue, and I don't even realize it. Rogue? What does that mean? He sighs. This dungeon is composed of the essence of chaos. Such matter can be easily shaped into objects through the will of many like-minded creatures. It makes the constructions of each of such structures quite simple. However, there is a price to be paid. He pauses. Modrons are the very essence of law, Syrah. Here, however, they are being exposed to the essence of chaos. Such exposure often results in the form of insanity. The Modrons begin to lose their sense of we, and instead become individuals. This is called going rogue, and it is a capital offense in their society. What happens to rogues? Shrugs. I don't fully understand this, but Modrons share some sort of common essence. If a Modron goes rogue, he takes a piece of this essence with him. The Modrons will destroy all rogues so that this essence returns to the common pool from which it sprang. Why do we have to fight at all? Why not just go our separate ways? He smiles at you. You have been accepted as their leader, and you control the cube. Therefore, you must be eliminated. Nothing personal, you understand? But if I tell the other Modrons you are their new leader, he shakes his head. I'm afraid that just wouldn't work. The Modrons would not accept the command to make me their leader. As far as they are concerned, I am their construct. He thinks for some time before continuing. No, I'm going to have to eliminate you and then subjugate them. I see no other way. Well, I'm not going to just stand here and let you plot my death. I think it's time I take you out. Alright. Mort, you have a spellcaster to prevent spellcasting.
50 swigs of brandy wouldn't make you look good.
Cast Mechanist Cannon on... Oh no! When a spell has an entire animation. Alright, I have spells too. I have a Cone of Cold.
50 swigs of brandy wouldn't make you look good.
Alright, I'm hurt.
I am hurt.
What? Good as done.
Done.
What's up? Sure, why not?
Done.
What's the word, Chief? Oh, you
I'm gone.
alley-bred dog. What's up?
I hear your words.
Alright.
I should heal up. Maybe use one of these.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem like I'll be able to,
Huh?
do anything to the... I'm not gonna be able to use the Litany of Curses on the Construct Wizard.
You. Good as done.
Alright.
Alright, so what else could I do? Force missiles? Yes.
What? Good as done.
I'm gone.
What's up? Good as done.
It doesn't seem like they have much spells left. Oh wait,
I
Nordom,
think,
you can shoot from
therefore
distance.
I am. I think.
What's the word, Chief? Okay.
I'm gone.
What's up? Sure, why not?
12 damage crossbow.
Flies wouldn't even rest on your carcass.
I'm gone.
Yeah? Sure, why not?
Alright.
And the reason I'm not bringing the other party members into combat is because these guys hit really hard.
Your sheer
Awaiting
ugliness
order.
stares right
Affirmative.
into my eyes. What? Good as done.
I'm gone.
Nordum processing.
I will your will be done.
Although maybe I should.
Hack it by your command.
What's up? Sure, why not?
Get them closer. Now that I've sort of singled them out to having a war on Mort.
I'm hurt.
Ow.
What's the good as
How may I help?
You can help by casting some Cure Serious.
I'm hurt.
up?
Ow.
Yeah, sure, why not? Huh? Sure, why not?
Maximally efficient strike.
Alright.
Alright,
What? Okay.
now there's only enemies that are going to be attacking more, and the wizard seems to have given up on casting spells. I think we got this fight in the bag.
What a curious construct this is.
What's up? Sure, why not?
Maximally efficient strike.
What's the... Okay.
Jeez, Nordum is a monster with his crossbows.
Maximally efficient strike.
Done.
Alright, I can loot some stuff now.
All right.
And now it's time to finish off the construct. Now he's just spamming magic missiles. Okay, there we go.
Anna, perhaps we should talk.
I've got nothing to say to you, succubus.
Very well then.
That's how Ren was supposed to be if you ever decide to find him before you went on the path you did. Ah. Dual-wielding giant crossbows as a construct. Scroll of Mechanus Can.
Anna, does your tail assist you in maintaining your balance?
No, it's for scratching my back, you sodden box.
Yes, that is quite logical.
Ugh.
Okay.
What's up?
Alright, so
listening.
Fall from Grace can pick up these. And what is this military pick? And this scroll. I can learn this spell. This is a level 8 wizard spell. So I'm not going to be able to use this for a while. Wait, I have a spell slot available. I like this. I'll put Adder's Kiss. Again, you got the second Cone of Cold. And I have a level 8 spells that I'll be able to use at some point.
All right.
We did it! We cleared the dungeon, I think. And I think that's the way to exit, using the portal lens. Rod of Modron Might. Summons 1 to 3 Modron constructs. The portal lens throbs with power. It awaits your choice of destination. Ooh. Let's go to the Smoldering Corpse Bar.
Plane, concordant opposition. Location, Sigil.
All right.
Hi.
Okay, but I still have the cube, right?
All right.
Because I have a party member that is still in the cube. So I'm going to temporarily boot someone off the party. I think it's... Yeah, it's over here. Why can't I reform the
Stop
party?
staring at my tail, you skull.
I guess I can't reform it in here? Over here. Reform party.
Very well. I shall remain here until you return.
All right.
Alright, so now we'll go back in here. And we'll grab
As I
Ignis.
remained here, I am yours till death comes for us both.
Because if I think that if I get rid of the cube, then I will never be able to have Ignis back. Which, I don't know if I'll ever have him back in my party, but
All right.
I might as well not get him to be in an eternal state of not being able to have him in my party.
Hey, why don't you hop back to Mechanus, Nordum, huh?
I do not accept orders from you.
Okay.
wait for your return.
Would you like me to travel with you again? It would be my pleasure.
There we go. Now we have our party back.
Done.
Come see the burning man. Try to put him out. Buy him a drink. He's thirsty. He's on fire. He's red hot. Come on in. Come on in. See what I mean?
Alright, but what now? Why does the hive have a symbol? Oh, that's where I am. Okay. Clerk's Ward. This is where we were last time.
All right.
Do we have more to talk about with Nordum? I'll put this momentarily. Already seen this. I think I'm supposed to be able to have upgrades for Nordum. Let me check. Ah, there it is. Okay. Actually, Nordum, Rubicon still has a director, me. Nordum stares at you for a moment in silence, and then a slow whir comes from inside his frame, and then he clicks. You're not certain, but it sounds like something clicked into place. Are you alright, Nordum?
Updated my journal.
Status, updated. Oh, plus dex plus intelligence. Cool. Creative director, now reaffirmed in hierarchy. To your surprise, some of the warbling has gone out of Nordum's voice. It's more level, more controlled than it was before. The effect is a little unnerving. Nordum, out of curiosity, what sort of duties is the creative director responsible for? And how much do you have to obey him? Slow begins building in Nordum. A clock about to explode. Response. Responsibilities of Director. A. Integrity maintenance of Rubicon Project. 2. Order issuance to Rubicon Battalion Work Group. Period of abeyance in accordance with Nordum obedience until Rubicon Project is halted. Creative Director equals Nordum's superior. So you'll do whatever I tell you? Affirmatory. Well, then I have some orders for you. Status. Awaiting orders. Nordum, I want you to focus on clearing out any excess baggage from your memory and use it to improve your logic and introspection routines. Affirmatory. There's a moment of silence, then the shutters slowly descend over Nordum's eyes. There's a from inside his frame, followed by a low grinding noise. The grinding noise turns into a metal screeching as the panels open up in Nordum's sides, and excess baggage starts flying out. You try and catch each piece as it flies out. Gain 4 items. Increased intelligence +2 for Nordum. Excellent, I have some other orders for you. Okay, we are not doing option 2. Why don't you go hostile and attack everyone you can? Nordum, I order you to listen to me. I have some things I want to say to you. Ruth, I order you to be more than you can be, Nordum. I order you to become stronger, faster, and more focused than you've ever been. I know you can do this because I believe you can do this. Nordum stares at you in silence. His crossbows have also fallen still. Now repeat the following. I am a strong Modron. I am a fast Modron. I am a powerful Modron. My creative director believes in me. I am focused for my director. Come on, repeat it. Nordum speaks, but his voice no longer carries the metallic wobble you heard before. It is flat, focused, and motionless. I am a strong Modron. I am a fast Modron. I am a powerful Modron. My creative director believes in me. I am focused for my director. Now feel those words, Nordum. Become stronger. Become faster. Become more powerful. Let that energy within you surface and you use it to make you Nordum. Nordum continues to stare at you, but you can feel your words taking hold. You can feel just a spark of energy inside of him. If you can coax it out, bring it to the surface. Come on, Nordum. Strength, speed, power, focus. Yes, +1 strength, +1 con. Affirmatory. The pupils of Nordum's eyes suddenly click and become brilliant, white dots, like tiny suns. His hands raise above his head in a curious flying motion and then settle back to his sides. When they descend, Nordum seems more definite, sharper to your senses. Somehow, something's changed. Nordum? Order, processed. Nordum blinks and suddenly settles into himself with a clank. A small wisp of steam rises from one of his vents. His voice seems uncharacteristically deep, like he's speaking from within a huge stove, and resumes its normal tone. Order, processed. Well, that worked pretty well. I have some other orders for you. Do a little dance for me, Nordum. Nordum settles for a moment and his eyes click open. Order, processed. Actually, forget it, Nordum. What sort of task did the creative director ask you to do? Nordum shudders whir down over his eyes as if he is thinking. Task, routine, evaluation, forward scout, tidier. Assigned perimeter of Rubicon project to evaluate, catalog, tidy, then report. Report includes integrity, evaluations, extermination of project errors, wayward item recovery, of untidiness. Integrity evaluation. Repeated word choice confirmed. Echo. Integrity evaluation. Evaluation intended to detect flaws in Rubicon project, catalog them, and then repair such flaws. Nature of multiverse and nature of planes, limbo, compromises Rubicon project. How does the multiverse and limbo compromise the project exactly? Properties of multiverse. Cracks, seals, cracks again. Flaws created. Creates portals. conduits in space. Frequency, pattern, indeterminate solution, unknown. As a small trace of steam rises from one of Nordum's vents. Nordum cannot repair, seal cracks. Current status, Nordum is limited to perception of cracks. Hold on a minute, you can see cracks in the planes? Portals? How?
Updated my journal.
Ability to detect portals, 80-90%. Maximum distance of perception varies according to flaw mean distance. Y plus 78. A bewildering series of click comes from Nordum, as if a parade of snapping beetles were marching around inside his body. Nordum must approach within 10 feet of portal. Margin of error, plus minus 5/5 of foot. Will sound off if near portal. Alright, what were your tasks again? Extermination of errors. Nordum's normal warble drops to a wavering murmur. Errors. Many. All constructs in Rubicon Project are in error and exist in disobedience with Creative Director and all personnel of Rubicon Project. Order issued. Errors that persist in disobedience are to be rescinded. Obstacle. Nordum not up to specifications of task without suffering null state. So you can stop these rogue constructs by yourself, at least without being torn from gear to gear. Affirmatory. Null state counterproductive to completion of task. Well, maybe if they'd given you better weapons. The crossbows in Nordum's hand begin clickety-clicking and twanging like pairs of strange insects. He listens to them for a moment, then glances at you. The crossbows wish to file a query followed by 33 pleas for help. Ammunition limited by suggestions of Creator. Do you wish to provide a new specification for them? Well, how about something like, I don't know, a pyramid-shaped head, except the head splits into 3 when it hits something? There's a sudden ping from Nordum's crossbows, and a sheaf of crossbow bolts begin spitting out from their tops. Arcing into the air, 2 panels open up on Nordum's sides, and the crossbow bolts sail into them, with a rattle, one after the other. After streaming out 10 or so, the crossbows are silent. You have a strange feeling they're exhausted. Maybe you should rest for a while. Look, what were the other tasks you were assigned? Reward item recovery. Affirmatory. Items appear in maze that were not present in original design of Rubicon Project. They must be gathered, catalogued, evaluated, and stored to prevent interference. Modrons are sent out to retrieve them and secure them. Did you find anything on your last trip? Affirmatory. Can you give me what you found? Oh god, that's a lot of items. 7 items, new, and 333 coppers. Affirmatory. There's a moment of silence and a shudder slowly descends over Nordum's eye. From inside his frame, followed by a hatch opens on Nordum's left side, and he reaches over his free hand and passes off several objects to you, including a stream of copper coins. You said you evaluated items when you found them. How? There is a sudden ping from Nordum and a clack-clack. As his lens housing begins to rotate, a small panel opens up on Nordum's side, and a new lens pops out, almost by accident. Nordum glances up at it. Response: alternate lens, magnifying, secured in housing.
Nordum has improved.
Yeah, Nordum leveled up.
Anna, were you raised in the hive?
Mind your own business, succubus. I have nothing to say to you.
Very well then.
Done.
Anna doesn't like Fulcrum race at all.
I, Nordum.
Okay, this is supposed to be here. I won't need this for a while. You can have this. What is this earring? +2 to armor class. +2 to armor class for piercing attacks. Anna, I think you should have this. These earrings. Oh, inventory full. That's right. And you also have a full inventory. Okay, well, let's go to a shop.
I'm gone.
Which there is one specific shop that I was going to because it has higher value on stuff you sell to it. Was it the
Boulevard,
Curiosity shop?
also
No.
known as Wanker City.
Where was it? It's not Finammed Linguists. No, I've never been here before.
All right. All right.
There's like some sort of pawn shop. The Advocate's home? Surely not. No, I've never been here before.
All right.
Oh, the lower ward. Was in the lower ward, probably. Nordum has a level up. He's got 20 int now.
Done.
Yes, the pawn shop. That's what I'm looking for. I think they accept pretty much anything here, and they accept a higher price. All right. So many things to sell. Okay, they do not accept the Nordum's oculars, though. But they accept the portal lenses, which are 3,600 each for some reason. I don't think I'll never need those again. And if I do need them again, I can actually farm them from the cube. Alright. Oh, that's another spell. Minor Artifact teaches the user Enel's Eva's duplication. Once calculated, cast, Enel Eva's equation allows all subsequent actions to be doubled or duplicated. During confrontations, all physical or magical attacks are doubled, dealing twice the amount of damage. What spell level is that? Well, I succeeded in learning it, but what level is it? This is my spellbook. It's a level 5 spell, Annul Eva's Duplication. Duration 60 seconds. This spell affects a single target, no saving throw required. When cast, all subsequent attacks, physical or magical, will be duplicated. For example, after attacking once with a weapon, the attack will be immediately duplicated. Same for spells. Cast a magic missile, and immediately afterward, another magic missile spell will launch. The spell will last for approximately 2 minutes after casting. Give me one of those. That sounds awesome. Okay, I need to find level 4 spells for Dakon. Okay, this is a lens. This will go to you.
Hey. Hey.
I hadn't equipped this back on you? Damn. Okay, I gotta find a place where I can sell all of these lenses. Because I think I'm only going to ever be using this one. Plus 8 to damage, minus 2 to missile weapons. It's like having deadly aim, but it's plus 4 damage instead of plus 2. Per minus 1 attack.
Attention, Mort. Did you know I have 6 sides?
I noticed. Why don't you go share your insight with the chief, huh?
Okay.
I do need to succubus first. She'll turn in as she will.
Okay, so Glass Eye is pretty much worthless. Drop this to the ground. A magical item as well. And I have pretty much well cleared my inventory. I can just add more things to quick slots.
cannot part with that. I cannot part with that.
A rule of 3 is bolt. Head splits into 3 on impact. Alright, let's try to find someone that will buy the lenses. But also, I have one more thing to sell. Oops, I didn't sell those. I think I canceled. So how long is this game anyway? I don't know where we are or what even the main plot is. I don't know how long the game is.
Done. I'm gone.
But essentially, we are trying to find out who we were in our past lives, and what did we do. Currently, our current main line of quest is to find a what's it called? A night hag called Ravel Puzzlewell. That's our main quest. But I'm also looking around and talking to people that have names wherever I can. Which does get me side quests.
I'm gone.
Alright, can I sell my lenses to you? No. I'll go talk to someone else. Place a ring +2 to armor class. Do I want? Since I have a lot of money now, I can afford it. What about you? Do you have a shop? No. It's the ones in the circles that have shops. This is level 5. Level 3. One P8 +4 strength. I'll just buy a scroll of force missiles for Dakon so that he can fill his spell slots.
Done.
Aye? Right.
All right.
Alright, what's this? +1 to luck temporary. Okay, that's usable. and there's a lot of value in those lenses that I can't get right now. I think I'll buy the AC rings. Well, maybe not that one. Yeah, wait, no, I still have spells, ring slots to fill. And it kind of needs it as well. There we go, another +2. And you're not another one of the tanks. And Mort can't use rings.
All right.
You are the weapon shop. Do you have anything interesting? Well, stories of your war crimes in D&D. Nah. Okay, so the weapons weren't very interesting to me, I guess. The only other person that could use this weapon is Anna, and she doesn't have proficiency in fist weapons. Otherwise, this would be really good.
All right.
Or the last shop. Right, that was the spells one. I guess I'll buy this in advance for Dakon. There you go. For when you have level 5 spells.
Done. Done. I'm gone.
Let's go to the curiosity shop. That's another place that had a store. Maybe they'll accept lenses here. Oh, that's some new dialogue, though. Well, well, Fall from Grace, or whatever it is you call yourself now. Truly a pleasure to see you here. What do I owe the honor of your visit? I thought that you rarely trafficked among our kind anymore. She glances at you for a moment with the same faint sneer. Or is your assignment here almost finished? I do not know what assignment you are referring to, Vrishika. Though your presence here brings with it many questions. Last I had heard, you were a standard bearer for the company of the Vulture. How did you come to Sigil? She replies curtly, firing the question back like an arrow. By choice. And you? Where will your orders take you next? She suddenly turns to you. You see, little man. Vrishika smiles as if savoring the words. The best temptress is one that can make you buy into the illusion of being both promiscuous yet virtuous at the same time. A prostitute priestess, as it were. Mistress Grace is among the greatest. She turns to Fall from Grace. Are you not? You would not think that a score of 1,000 years of slavery had left their scars, no? Fall from Grace speaks with a coldness you have never heard before. The air almost becomes ice as she dissects Vrishika with her gaze. That is enough. Mango dinner sucked. Oh no. Moving to a worse spot. The back area of the Canadian Tire's closing on me. I don't go to much Canadian Tires. They're not even near me. We're caution now on a hard bench. Oh no. Very well. Though you are the ones who came into my emporium, Vrishika looks up to you. Vrishika gives a half bow. Welcome back. Here to buy something. Yes, I am. Weapons and charms. Okay, can you? Yes, I can sell my oculars here. Give me the money. Ah, I'm rich. Enchanted +1 special 3 to 8 fire damage. Usable only by Mort. I'm gonna buy this. This is a bracelet. Immunity to panic +1 to strength. I think I'll also take that. Scroll Cloud Kill. Will slay any creatures with fewer than 4+1 hit dice, cause creatures with 4+1 hit dice to 5+1, roll saving throws versus poison at -4 or be slain. And creatures up to 6 hit dice to roll unmodified saving throws versus poison or be slain. Those above 6 suffer 1 to 10 points of damage. Wow. The old edition Cloud Kill. Alright, you got the new tooth. Fire Drake, you got 3 to 8 fire damage, in addition to 1 to 6 slashing. And this bracelet is going to go to you, I believe? Yes. It puts you to 21. When you gassed all those people with Cloud Kill and Wall of Force. Nah, I'd say what I did was a bit more deadly, but they absorbed my spell. It was Hungry Darkness Wall of Force. Rod of Modron Knight. I don't think I'll ever use that. Beer Goggles, Cursed. Intoxicates wearer, immunity to panic. How does a construct become intoxicated? -1 to damage, +10 to base hit points, -1 to missile weapons. Alright, can I sell that now for better value? No. Oh no, it's here. Beer Goggles for 1. No, it's still worthless. Because it's cursed,
All right.
I assume.
I'm gone.
The things you can code AI to do. That's right. Alright, I'm gonna go back one map, because I did not talk to every... Wait, no, there's someone I can talk to at the... No, there isn't. Actually, no, I talked to everyone there. Let's go back to the lower ward.
All
And
right.
explore. Starting with here, apparently, the coffin maker.
I'm gone.
Oh, coins. Bandages. I don't think I talked to these people. You see a rugged-looking, square-jawed man. He turns to you with a wide smile. How are you, Cutter? Good day to you. Good day indeed. He squints at you for a second, then juts his hand out to shake yours. Shake his hands. Greetings. Hammer is at your service. Member of the Harmonium and the fashioner of fine coffins for the recently departed. I think I know you, do I not? Let me see if I can place it. Pauses to think for a moment. Sharp with names, I was in the Harmonium, let me tell you. Knew everyone on the entire ward. Have some questions. You know that you ask away. I heard your father died. Can you tell me what happened? He frowns at you. Well, he disappeared some time ago, so I can only assume that he is dead. Where did you hear this? I don't recall. You say he disappeared? He nods. Oh yes, many, many years ago. My father was a talented stonemason, and he did not only construct sarcophagi, but he was also quite skilled in tomb design. People from across Sigil. The room begins to fade around you as the memory tugs at your consciousness. Raxon, try to remember.
Updated my journal.
You find yourself standing in this very shop talking with an older man while a child sits in the corner and plays. On the counter between you and the shopkeeper is a set of plans. He seems to be explaining some intricacies with the construction of a tomb. Your vision fades as you try to examine the details of the plan. When your sight returns, you are standing in a cavern in front of a tomb. Above the entry, you see the slogan, Engineered for Eternity, clearly carved in the stone. The shopkeeper is standing next to you, a broad smile on his face. He gestures to you and begins to walk into the tomb. You quickly match his pace from behind and draw your blade. You find yourself back in Hamri's shop. He's looking at you with some concern. Are you well, sir? Tell me what happened with your father. He simply vanished one day, leaving most of his commissions unfinished. Most embarrassing. Took a long while to get out of the debt caused by his disappearance, and to an extent, I'm still settling various accounts. Still, I have a certain aptitude for the work, and... He sighs lightly, and gets a faraway look in his eyes. Go on? He shrugs. Sorry, I was just thinking. My father's disappearance was the reason I joined the Harmonia and left it later on. At first, I had a burning desire to find out what happened to him. Later, I felt a certain obligation to continue his life's work. He sighs. I never found the answers I sought. It was quite a mystery as to what happened. His voice fades to silence. Did your father keep any of the plans for the tombs he built? He thinks for a moment. Yes, he did. After I came of age and inherited the business, I went through all of his records. They were quite extensive. Why do you ask? If I describe a tomb to you, could you tell me if it was your father's work? He frowns in thought and shrugs. I can try. My harmonium training has blessed me with a sharp memory. I should be able to recognize my father's work if you give me enough details. He looks at you expectantly. Describe a tomb from memory. He thinks for some time. There is little doubt that the tomb you describe is my father's work. The slogan you mentioned has been the family trademark for several generations. He pauses and gives you a strange look. This tomb, where is it located? You describe the area, the location in detail, surprising yourself with the knowledge you have of the area. Hammerus watches you with a concerned look. Odd. I don't recall anything in the family records that would even have permitted him to construct a tomb there. The dustmen are very careful about building rights in this real estate, especially beneath the streets of Sigil. And then you recognize the location. He nods enthusiastically. Oh yes, sounds like the Drowned Nation's catacombs to me. He pauses. I've never been there myself, but I've heard the area is described many a times in my years in the Harmonium. I need to know if your father kept the plans for that tomb. Yes, the warehouse where I store my goods handles my business. Documents as well. Anyway, they are having internal problems of some sort, new management or some such nonsense. I haven't been able to replenish my stock of late, and I doubt I could retrieve any paperwork from them either. He frowns. The Harmonium would never let things get out of hand as to cause distress to its customers. His voice fades away as he thinks and then looks at you. Perhaps you would look into the matter for me. The warehouse? Yes, the warehouse is having some internal problems of some sort. No, it's repeating. I guess I don't have a choice if I want the plans. I'll do it.
Updated my journal.
Smiles broadly. Excellent. If you deal with this issue satisfactorily, you may have your plans for free. He gets that lecture look on his face again. That may not seem like sufficient payment, but let me tell you about the difficulty involved in creating those plans. Oh, thank you. I'll just get started on this right away. Farewell. Who's your friend here? Glances at the customer. Dimtree? He shrugs, like he hadn't considered the fellow before. Quiet, doesn't say much. Do you, Dimtree? Dimtree doesn't respond, he but simply gives the same blank expression. A few seconds later, he nods. Hammer shrugs, turns back at you. Wandered in one day, a few weeks back, been a regular ever since. He hasn't bought anything. But he doesn't cause trouble, so I let him stay. He seems harmless enough. You see, when I was serving the Harmonium, part of our work was to take people under our wing, give them a little shelter from the chaos out of the street, get them spruced up. Must be going.
I'm gone.
Can I talk to them, Tree? Greetings. See a tall, slender man with a glassy-eyed expression. He seems engrossed in some tale that the shopkeeper is relating. Occasionally, he nods his head, but makes no comments of his own. The man turns slightly at your greeting, just enough to acknowledge your presence. You notice that he is a little pale complexion, and rather gaunt-looking. He is giving you a blank stare. The shopkeeper does not seem to notice any of this, and continues with his stream of useless prattle. I have some questions. The man slowly turns his attention back to the shopkeeper and nods at some point being made. The nod seems to come too late in the conversation to you, but the shopkeeper is oblivious to this fact. Slowly the man returns his attention to you, staring at you blankly. Are you alright? The man continues to stare at you and slowly nods. You wait for any further response, but he says nothing, only stares. You're about to turn away in frustration when you notice a strange musty odor about the man. Don't take his note, or else he will jump and scare your you with bad TV static. We don't have static anymore in our TVs. And we don't have cathodic TVs. You lean in and sniff at the man, unsure what you'll find. As you do, the musty odor fills your senses, an odor you recognize from your time in the mortuary. It is the smell of dead flesh preserved by magic. You're a zombie, aren't you? The creature continues to stare at you blankly. Slowly, as if with great effort, he begins to reply to you. Only your speak with dead power makes him understandable. Yes, I am Dimtree. Why are you here, Dimtree? Dimtree slowly glances at the shopkeeper and makes a feeble gesture towards him. Seeing this as a sign of interest, the shopkeeper redoubles his efforts in telling whatever tale he is relating to the poor creature. Dimtree looks at you again. Hamreese. He talks. Hamreese never stops. Wanders down. Annoys Master. Annoys everyone. Master create Dimtree. Tells Dimtree talk Hamreese. Now Hamreese stay in shop. Master happy. Town happy. Dimtree sad. Is there anything I can do to help you, Dimtree? The creature pauses, then resumes his slow speech with you. You can almost detect a pleading tone in his voice. Yes, fine master. Sebastian, ask him to release me. Please. He turns his attention to Hamreese momentarily. Please. Why don't I just put you out of your misery? Dimtree barely shakes his head at you. No. Master revive. Must ask Master. Sebastian. Please. He awaits your answer. Sure, Dimtree. I'll see what I can do for you.
Updated my journal.
You can almost sense a feeling of relief emanating from the zombie. Dimtree. Thank you, friend. You're welcome. Do you know... The creature gives you a barely perceptible shrug of the shoulders. No, nothing. Dimtree summoned by Master. No darkness. Peace. Rest. Then Hamreese. Sorry. Help you. If I could. You know where I can find Sebastian? Not know. Remember voice. Give order be here. Walking. Hamreese. Nothing more. Sorry.
Done.
Internet stuttering on you. Let me leave, please. There we go. So we got two new quests. One is to get the plans of the tomb
I'm gone.
that we were in at some point. Because it's our tomb. The warehouse. We're going to the warehouse for one of those quests.
All right.
Wise, welcome to the vaults of the Ninth World. How may I serve you on this fine day, Sigillian? I'd like to claim something. And what was it that you were looking for exactly? I was told that I could retrieve some plans for a tomb here. Plans for a tomb? You don't look dead, sir. Not that it's any of my business if you are. Here are your plans, sir. Can I get you anything else? No, thanks and farewell. Farewell. We at the Vault of the Ninth World value your business. Please return. Yeah, I'll bet. Where's the plans? Is it just my journal? I have successfully solved the problem at the warehouse and I now have the tomb plans. Okay. And I have a lot of unread quests. Oh, there it is. It just didn't say I got an item. The silence when you menu keeps throwing me off into thinking I froze because of the background ambient keeps cutting. Ah. Well, if you think you've frozen, look at my characters below. If they're moving, then you're fine. Like, they all have a idle animation in their portrait. Use the tomb plans. The plans would make more sense if you were in the tomb itself. You could then make direct comparisons between the plans and how they were implemented.
I'm gone.
How about we go there then?
I'm gone.
To the drowned nations. So I could go through here. I believe it's in the buried village that I have to go through.
I'm gone.
They're on 166p. Oh. Yeah, you probably won't notice characters moving below then. Well, you can notice Fall from Grace. Can you unlock this door for me? I don't want to pay to go through here anymore.
Done.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
All right.
Alright, I have to go to the Dead Nation's catacombs.
I'm gone.
And this was where the Drowned Nations is.
Done.
And I go to the sealed passageway. And this area only I am allowed in, as this is my tomb. Use it. The plan reveals the tomb to be heavily trapped, but the exact locations have been omitted. However, you see an annotation along one side that indicates an especially lethal trap was installed in each room. Scrawled along the bottom is a note written by another hand. It looks like your handwriting. Read the note. The trap is set. Now I only need to wait for my tormentor to step within its walls. However, it occurs to me that I need a way to get the corpse out without having to negotiate the traps myself. An enchantment perhaps, that somehow transport the corpse back to the beginning.
Done.
That's it? Ah, I feel like I've done this for nothing now. Yeah, I trapped my own tomb. And it's the middle of these circles that have a fatal trap. Alright, well, I guess I'll keep it here. Okay, so how did I access the other place before? There it is. And now I can exit.
I'm gone.
Alright, since I'm probably not welcome in the village anymore, let's try to exit by the Warrens of Thought. Or else I'm gonna have to run past some new enemies that don't like when I don't pay their coins to go through.
All right.
This door was locked.
Ready. Why not?
I'm gone.
Can I cast knock on the door? No.
Done.
Why have
All right.
Why have I never found the key for this place?
I'm gone. All right.
Alright, well, we're gonna have to run past new enemies.
I'm gone. Done.
Oh, they locked it again.
I'm here.
You guys never learn, huh?
Right. Got it.
All right.
Bye!
I'm gone.
Can't brutally kill them for their fault for XP. They're too low XP now. I'm getting 4,000 per kills in the construct maze, and I can reset the maze.
All right.
Portal detected.
Okay, so that's what he'll say whenever there's a portal nearby. I'm just looking for a quick travel area. There we go, now we have quick travel.
All right.
I'll return to the coffin maker with his plans, see if there's anything new. What level are you, and is there a max level? I don't know what the max level is, but I am level 10 mage. And I think I'm level 7 fighter as well. But the experience required between each class is different. Like, I'm basically level 10 in total.
All right.
Because my fighter levels are, like, I still have to gain experience in fighter, which is different. I think what I mean is both classes don't add up to form level 17, for instance. Good day again, Cutter. Did you get the plans you were looking for? Yes, I've dealt with the situation at the warehouse and got the tomb plans.
Updated my journal.
He smiles and nods. Well done, Cutter. As I said, you may keep whatever you recovered from the warehouse as your reward. Thank you for your help. And you froze during your explanation. What I was explaining is that I have level 10 wizard and level 10 mage and then level 7 fighter. But those levels don't add up to form level 17. Those are independent levels.
All right. Done.
Let's see, did it go to the wrecked house? Yes, I believe I did.
All right.
It was this one. With the guy that kidnapped her skull.
All right.
I've already been to this place.
All right.
There's a marketplace, there's a pawn shop. You see a feral-looking young man in shoddy clothes. His eyes dart about as he scans his surroundings. He notices your approach and begins eyeing you warily. Greetings. He looks you up and down, and then glances about, returning his attention to you. He gives a wicked grin. You best have a good reason for disturbing Lenny, Burke. I have some questions. He laughs at you. Hey, no doubt. If you've got questions, go find one. His smile broadens. You'd best push off before I have to bleed you. I just need to ask you a few questions. He stops smiling and frowns at you. No, I don't answer questions, Burke. I told you to find it out. Now get. He glares at you.
I'm gone.
Okay, what happens if I cast friends? Is he going to want to talk to me afterwards? Yeah, he does not.
All right.
A siege tower.
Get your slave over here! Two for the price of one!
Can I enter in any side? Doesn't seem like I
Oh,
can.
we got a special on slaves! Use them for whatever you will! They're right over here! Step right up!
You see a reptilian creature with a snake-like body, 4 clawed feet, leathery wings, and a draconian headband. Draconian head. The scales covering its body are a vile shade of green. The creature stands upright on his hind legs, balancing with its prehensile tail. As you approach, its eyes narrow and slits, and begins to open to hiss. Greetings. The air around the creature begins to radiate heat, and its scales take on a pale sheen. It gives you a hungry look and appears ready to strike. Suddenly, it releases a flurry of hisses and then relaxes its stance a bit. Go, Grosuk, no talk. Told wait. Glares at you as its tail lashes back and forth. What kind of creature are you? Every muscle on the creature seems to tense as it releases a storm of hisses. It starts to reach for you, and stops. Hate drips from its eyes when it speaks to you. Grosuk, no talk. You lucky human. You go while still lucky. You stay, Grosuk shred. Farewell then. We're not mean, so we're not gonna use the
A
chaotic
question.
option.
Mort, how do you stay aloft?
Flatulence, you stupid polygon.
I will consider this.
Okay. I think I already talked to this guy, but let's see.
Done.
This man has rough leathery skin with a pale yellow cast and gaunt features. His face is angular, his nose is small and highly placed, and his ears tapers to point. A tracery of tattoos and scars cover his body. He's dressed in strange gaudy leathers that look more ornamental than combat ready. His eyes are like two small black stones as they track you as you approach. Before you reach him, Dakon pauses. I would caution you against speaking to this Githyanki. What's a Githyanki?
Updated my journal.
Githyanki and Githzerai were once of common stock. We were slaves and food for the Illithids, mind flayers, who devoured our lives in order to succor their own. One of our ancestors, the warrior queen Gith, led us to victory against the Illithids, and we escaped. We have waged unending war on the mind flayers ever since. However, there was a disagreement over the future of our people. Upon the blasted plains, our leader, Zerthamon, made the pronouncement of two skies, and steel was bared. One race became two. It is a rift that cannot be crossed peacefully. We'll let it go then.
I'm gone.
How much for the bunch of them?
You see a boisterous auctioneer. He is very animated and does a lot of shouting, yelling, and stomping. He seems to have a tendency towards melodrama and makes a lot of strange facial expressions as he waves his arms. Greetings. I'm gonna go check my battery again. Hopefully it's done. If I'm not back, hopefully it means I'm going home. Okay. Glances at you and motions to the crowd that he's taking a break. Well, 1,000 greetings do I bestow on you, sir. He does a double take when he notices your scars. You know, I take one look at you with my discerning eye, and I see a man in the market looking for some healing charms. Do you have some charms? He gives you a shocked look and gestures grandly at himself. Do I, Darren, have any charms? He pauses for effect. No, sir, I do not. However, don't let that fact discourage you. I have plenty of other items for sale. He points to the rear of the auction block where a group of people stand in chains. You sell slaves? He shakes his head. No, sir, these are indentured servants, not slaves. For the most part, they are guilty of minor crimes. The proceeds from their sales go towards paying their debt to the city. After their term of servitude, they will be citizens again. Still sounds like slavery to me. He gives you a bright smile. I don't concern myself with such thoughts. My task is to sell their contracts as given by the courts of sigil. He lowers his voice as he leans closer. And collect a percentage of my efforts, you understand? He straightens. You said they were guilty of crimes. What crimes did they commit? Shrugs his shoulders in an exaggerated way. I don't know for certain, but I would guess theft, assault, or not being able to pay their debts. Those are the most common transgressions. I see. I have some questions for you. I know the answers to them.
All right.
Already.
I want them all. How much for the bunch of them?
I can't enter the siege tower. You see a sickly Gitsurai woman. She is hunched and bent, and her constant coughing is obviously a source of pain to her. She holds a handkerchief that is practically soaking with blood, tissue, and phlegm to her face. She spies you and hisses. Greetings. She stares at you and speaks a few mumbled words to Dakon. Dakon glances at you and says, "She cannot understand your speech. She says she is dying." What's she dying of? Her name is Anazi. She says she used to work in a meat curing house until half a month ago, when the illness became too much for her to bear. She was abandoned, evicted from her home, and left for dead to speech pains her, and her illness has crippled much of her mind. She says there is nothing you can give of value. She says there is nothing she can give you of value. And? Know that she will not recover. I can put her out of her misery, that is all. As a serf of the people, it is my responsibility to provide an alternative. Then be merciful, Dakon. Dakon draws his blade and waits for the woman to prepare herself. She touches the unbroken circle of Zerthamon he wears for a moment, and her face is stoic, his blade a blur. And when he has completed the stroke, she lies bleeding on the hard stone of Sigil Streets. Well struck, Dakon.
Updated my journal.
Yeah.
I'm gone.
I don't think that was an evil action. Who are these? Oh, I had a crash. Well. Let's restart the game.
Done.
This huge creature stands over 9 feet tall, rippling muscles support its massive frame. It seems to be engaged in conversation with two similar creatures next to it. Greetings. Turns at your greeting and looks down at you. A look of confusion crosses his features. What great small one? Have some questions. He gives you an apologetic look and shakes his head. What, not speaking well your talk? Sorry, you asked Thorpe. Gestures to one of the creatures next to him. Alright, thank you. What do you want, Smalley? He looks down at you and gives you a friendly smile. Have some questions. Who are you? I got a question. Maybe Thorpe got answered. Smacks himself in the chest with a thunderous blow. Thorpe! Raises his arms above his head and shakes his fists at the sky. Mighty warrior is Thorpe. All Thokola are mighty warrior. Places his fist on his hips and glares at you. Who are you? I don't remember my name. He nods at you as he examines your scars. You got mighty scars. You must be great warrior, like Thorpe. He frowns and nods wisely. You got hit on the head too many times. Not remember name. Someday it come back. What are you doing here? Barks out a laugh and smiles at you. Thorpe here with friends. He gestures at the nearby Thagola. Big on a flying lizard. He lets out a roar and begins to pound his chest with with fists the size of hams. A flying lizard. He nods his head and begins to make crawling motions. Lizard, you know, but it fly. Begins to flap his arms like a huge misshapen bird. Eventually he settles down and looks at you expectantly. You mean a dragon? He snorts and raises to his full height. Thorpe good, but he not that good. Someday Thorpe wants to barsh dragon. He stares off into the distance with some longing expression in his eyes. But this is not the day. Well, if it's not a dragon you're talking about, what is it? Thorpe not remember what Xanthia call it. Pauses to think. It lizard, tall as Thorpe, walk on back legs, got wings, got claws, red in color. Think she say they called Abishai. I've heard of something called an Abishai. Is that what you mean?
Updated my journal.
His eyes light up and he gives you a joyful smile as he nods his head. Yes, Abishai. Flying lizard. His Thorpe and friends bash real or good. Thorpe be warrior of stature then. Xanthia accept apology. I'm gonna be at this damn place right up until closing at this rate. Oof. And they don't charge overnight, so I can't show up first thing in the to it being ready tomorrow. And I still have to get all the checkups on my mom's car tomorrow. I am going to be cutting it close if we even get to go to the ferry. Oof. What's this about Xanthia and an apology? Thorpe take friends to the tavern last night. Thorpe gets stinking drunk. Fall on Xanthia's table, spills drinks all over her. She looks embarrassed. Xanthia says she not accept apology unless Thorpe be warrior of stature. So killing an Abishai is supposed to give you stature.
Updated my journal.
He shrugs. Xanthia say so. Thorpe not know. You said you were going to fight an Abishai? He smiles and nods at you enthusiastically. That's right. Thorpe and friends barsh. Well, enjoy yourself. Oh, right. And I know about the word. You see a well-dressed middle-aged man who seems to be scanning the crowd with a practiced eye. He notices you approach, gives you a quick once-over. Greetings. He smiles at you and gives you a barely perceptible nod. I'm Byron Pickett, moneylender. May I help you? Moneylender. He nods again. Yes, I cater to the needs of merchants. Want to start a business? Keep one afloat that's down on its luck. Perhaps expand a business. In either case, you come to me for funds. He looks you up and down. I know you are a merchant, sir, so what can I do for you? I have some questions. Very well, make it quick. What is this place? If you mean the ward in general, it is called the lower ward. If you mean this particular locale, it's the open air market. What are the open air market? Yester's at the building behind it. An excellent market that caters to just about every need. He pauses to think for a moment before continuing. Nothing exotic is available. These thoughts cannot afford such items, but a good market nonetheless.
I'm gone.
Salto! Wait, Sebastian. I do have to talk to you. See an older man in elegant robes. He has bright eyes and his warm smile. He gives you a slight bow as you approach. Good day, Cutter. I am Sebastian. How may I serve you? Greetings. Greetings to you as well, Cutter. He stops in mid-sentence as he notices your scars. You see his eyes travel along them and his eyebrows arch in surprise. He returns his gaze to you. I was about to ask what I could do for you, but there is no need. I think I know why you came to see me, Cutter. What? Are you trying to say you can help me with these scars? He smiles and shrugs at his shoulders. Perhaps, Cutter, perhaps. He leans forward and begins to examine your scars carefully. He runs a finger along several of them, humbling to himself. Finally, he looks at you. Yes, Cutter, I can help you. I cannot cure you, but I can alleviate the worst of your condition. And your price? Ah, yes, the price. He begins stroking his chin and stares at you. You get the impression you are being weighed somehow. He seems to come to some sort of a decision. I have a job that I think you could perform. Go on. I have signed a contract with a certain creature. I am no longer able to fulfill the contract. It is beyond my abilities. However, the creature will not release me from the contract. Instead, it has threatened me with death until I fulfill the contract. Let me guess. You want me to solve this problem for you? He sighs. Yes, I cannot do it myself. My reputation demands that I fulfill the contract or face the consequences. I am at your mercy in this regard. Will you help me? What kind of creature are we talking about? An Abishai named Rosuk, Cutter. He pauses to gauge your reaction. I know this is a difficult task, but one I think you can handle. Also, the reward I offer you is great. He gestures at your scars. What were you contracted to do? He shakes his head. I cannot reveal that information, Cutter. I am magically bound not to. That is why people come to me. They know that if I accept a contract, it will be handled with discretion. I see. An interesting proposal. Looks like you hopefully. Will you do it, Cutter? Yes, give me the details.
Updated my journal.
He smiles at you and gives you a sigh of relief. Thank you, Cutter. The creature is an Abishai named Rosuk. You will need a magic weapon to cause it any harm. So check with some of the shops if you do not own one. A spellcaster can harm it as well. Rosuk can be found to the east, beyond the siege tower. Siege tower? Yes, over beyond the market. That thing just appeared one day several years back. No one knows why, no one seems to be able to get inside it to find out. See, I have some other questions. Actually, I want to talk to you about Dimtree. He stares at you for a moment, then sighs. What about Dimtree, Cutter? He wants to be released from his curse. He gives you a surprised look and then waves you off. I find that hard to believe, Cutter. Dimtree doesn't have the mental power to desire anything. He frowns for a moment. Did that idiot Hamris put you up to this? Think about it, Sebastian. Hamris doesn't know Dimtree is a zombie, let alone who created him, right? He sighs and seems to be deep in thought. Yes, you're right, of course. Amris could not have sent you. I guess my poor Dimtri is more aware than I intended. A pox on me for my stupidity. So, will you release him? Looks at you for a moment with conflicting emotions crossing his face. He sighs and throws his arms up in exasperation. I cannot, sorry. He gives you a pleading look. I want to, mind you, but I cannot. I fulfilled a contract by creating Dimtri and I cannot break it, right or wrong. I am a man of my word. My reputation demands it. Who contracted you? Maybe I can get them to agree to his release. He smiles at you. I am magically bound to not reveal such information, Cutter. That is... wait. I've already read this. I understand that's the way business should be conducted. Could I release him instead? That would be difficult. He turns and begins to look through a nearby box. After a moment, he removes a book which he sets in front of you. First, you'd have to have some magical aptitude. Second, you'd have to be able to properly speak the words you find on page 23 of this book. Go on. Last, you'd have to touch Dimtri just as you feel the power of the words culminate within you. He turns back to the book on you and rummages through another box. I couldn't allow you to read that book, however. It'd be tantamount to breaking my word through the actions of another. He continues poking through the box, ignoring you.
Updated my journal. All right.
So, what, is that a new spell? I guess it's implicitly a new spell.
Done.
Hold on. You said you were going to fight an Abishai? Oh, okay. So there's
Done.
nothing special, no special interaction. See a pretty young woman in fine clothes. One moment, please. Her skin lacks the usual yellow tint of the inhabitants of this world. She appears to be watching the three nearby creatures with interest. Greetings. She turns to face you with an annoyed look, and an annoyed look crosses her face. Yes, what do you want? I have some questions. Fine. Who are you? My name is Xantia. She looks up to you and then frowns. Is there something else you want? What are you doing here? It's going to be a fight and I wanted to see it. He smiles wickedly. It should be interesting. A fight? Yes. See the three Thakolos over there? She points to the three hulking creatures with rippling muscles. You're going to try and kill an Abishai. She snorts. The stupid wolves. I've heard of something called an Abishai. What exactly is it? It's a lower plains creature, a Batizu, I think. She frowns in thought. In any case, Abishai have nasty dispositions, sharp claws and can cast spells. Very formidable. The Thakola looks like they can take care of themselves. Normally I would say yes, the Thakola are very powerful warriors. She smiles slyly and leans in to whisper to you. However, I know something they don't. What might that be? Abishai can only be hurt by magic, she snickers. The Thakola will be slaughtered, I have no doubt of it. He straightens up and watches the Thakola eagerly. How do you know they can only be hurt by magic? She gives you an annoyed look. My husband is very high up in the Harmonium. The Harmonium guards are trained to deal with creatures such as an Abishai. She looks away. That's how I know. My husband told me. Why don't you warn the Tokola? Why should I do that? She smiles evilly. I'm the one who suggested the fight. Why? My husband tries to better his social standing with his underlings by drinking with them in the local taverns. Last evening, he forced me to just such an occasion. Those 3 oafs were there, boasting their prowess as warriors. It was obvious they were in interrupted stupor. When they decided to leave, one of them tripped and fell on the table I was sitting at. She pauses. She frowns angrily. Most of the evenings at the table spilled onto my lap and ruined a very expensive evening gown. So while that cretin was trying to apologize, I whispered to him that I only accepted the apology of a warrior of stature. If he were truly such a warrior, he'd be able to defeat an Abishai in hand-to-hand combat. You're going to get them killed because they ruined the dress.
Updated my journal.
You obviously do not understand the intricacies behind this situation. She looks at you like you are an idiot child. I was embarrassed and humiliated in front of my husband and his underlings. She looks angry. Let's see, is there anything new here? I've talked to Xanthia. She said you're going to fight in Abishai. He smiles and nods at you enthusiastically. That's right, Thorpe and friends Barsh. I've learned that Abishai can only be hurt by magic weapons.
Updated my journal.
He gives you a worried look. Need magic? How you know? I've asked around, Thorpe. It's what people tell me. Thorpe not have magic. Friends not have magic. We die if we bush Abishai. He sighs. Thorpe not be warrior of stature. Xanthia not accept apology. You're willing to risk your life for the honor of a lady, Thorpe. Only a warrior of stature would do that. He stares at you blankly for a moment, and then a huge smile appears on his face. Really? Thorpe and friends now have stature? Yes, consider Xanthia's honor to be satisfied, and the apology accepted. Thorpe, thank you. You saved life. You saved life of friends. He turns to the other Takola and speaks to them hurriedly. After a moment, all 3 bow to you, and each hands you a pouch of coins. He smiles. You good friend. You deserve. I must be going. Farewell. I've ruined her fun. Alright, so this is the creature that they were talking about earlier.
Anna, perhaps we should talk.
I've got nothing to say to you, succubus.
Very well then.
Stop staring at my tail, you skull.
The creature relaxes quite a bit and the air grows cooler. It holds out a clawed hand to you. Give Krosuk information. He looks at you expectantly. What information? It's hard to read facial expressions of a reptile, but you are certain that Krosuk is rather annoyed with you. His tail begins to lash furiously, and the air grows warm again. No question. Give Krosuk information or die. Krosuk then take information from body. I need to know which piece of information is for you. I run errands intended for several people, you understand? He glares at you for a moment while he thinks. Finally, he gestures at the nearby tower. Siege tower. How get inside? Sebastian say he... Divine way. Krosuk takes a step forwards you and hold his hand. Now give. Oh, that information? I'm sorry. Sebastian wanted to deliver that one in person. He'll be
Updated
along
my
soon.
journal.
The air around Grosuk begins to radiate heat and his scales take on a pale sheen. He gives you a hungry look and appears ready to strike. He opens his mouth to several rows of razor-sharp teeth. No, Grosuk think you lie. Give information now, Grosuk kill quick, not slow. Not give, Grosuk take time. Remove you inside, let you watch. Fine, Sebastian sent me to kill you anyway.
What's up? You know, if I gotta slam my eyeballs against you one more second, I'm gonna puke.
Yes, a pleasure.
I'm gone.
I think this was just an intricate way to kill her off her husband and their friends. Yeah? Good day, Cutter. Have you completed your quest? Yes, I've come to for what is due to for what is due me. One moment, please, Cutter. Sebastian reaches into his robe and removes a small crystal ball. He gazes into it for a moment before returning his attention to you. I cannot thank you enough, Cutter. I shall live up to my part of the bargain. Are you ready? Yes. Charisma increased permanently +2. Yes! It is done, Cutter. Once again, I thank you. Sebastian bows deeply to you. Thank you
Updated my
very
journal.
well, Sebastian. I guess I won't know how to get into that tower. You see, Xanthia, she gives you a look filled with hatred. You warned the brute, didn't you? Yes, and I did what I felt was right. She nods her head slowly. I will not forget this insult. Good day to you. She turns and leaves. I'm glad I pissed her off, though. But I am past the time that he usually ends stream. Gonna max out your stars at this rate. I don't think that's gonna happen. Like, I'm getting a bunch of stats, but not that many. Alright, let's go over here. Ah. So much talking. Alright, thank you everyone for joining today's stream. Are these all games max stats at 20? For this game it's at 25. And for strength in particular, there's some sort of weird thing going on where if you get to 18, then you roll the random dice. I don't know which D&D systems this is based on. I believe it's D&D 2.0. Missed the stream. Oh no, Panda! Yeah, you just arrived at the end. You missed the new construct we have in our party. We called him a backwards Modron, and he was like, "Oh well, Nordon must be my name then," which is Mordon, Modron but backwards. Like I just took it literally. Yeah, it was a good time. Raid Panda, he's not streaming today. He never streams today. Alright, let's see. Do I send you guys to another Saku? Sure. Here are raid messages if you want to use them. Everyone can use the first one, subscribers can use the second. And we'll raid a pair of twin VTubers. Like, I think they are actual identical sisters in real life and now they just VTube together. Well, I don't really know if they... but I thought it was interesting. Yeah, it is canon now. Okay. Well, yeah, thank you everyone for joining today's stream. Unfortunately, they have follower only on at the moment, which doesn't seem to be usual. But yeah, thank you everyone for joining today's stream. I'll be back on Sunday. Kitsune won't be with me to play Minecraft, so I'll be playing another game instead. I hope you all have a good rest of the day and a good night if you're going to sleep. And I hope I can see you all next time. Bye bye.